we are back.
We are.
The Run Duo. I'm Tommy Mitchell.
And I am India Cook.
And this is episode
30.
Episode 30.
Yes.
And just to let you know, if you're watching on Almost Live, how y'all doing?
What's going on, guys?
Otherwise, of course, you're going to want to, after you watch Almost Live, you're going to want to go check out the interview with Dr. Lyons.
Yes.
He is with
South Fulton Running Partners.
Running Partners, as well as he's on the Unity Collective.
He is on their
committee.
Team and
exactly.
Committee. Yes, for
so definitely go check. You're gonna want to go check that out on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play.
Yes, for sure. Please do that.
So India.
Yes.
How's it going?
It's going good.
It's for some reason it just seems like it's been so long. Since we did, I don't know why. It just seems like, I know it's a regular 2 weeks, but it just seems like
I don't know.
It's been
that
longer.
means a life has gotten a hold of you. A lot of stuff been going on. So
yes, definitely a whole lot of life getting on with me.
Yes.
But it is definitely good to see you.
Thank you.
How's life treating you?
It's going good. I am currently training for Peachtree Road Race. Well, I can't say training. I am.
Why can't you say training?
I'm just getting my life back together. So conditioning, being more consistent with my runs and my workouts. So I don't have a training plan per se.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
that's why it's not that. But guess what?
What's up?
So the other day, it was probably like the week after we did this last video. I did, for some reason, I left my run watch at my boyfriend's house. Found it there. Okay. But I left it. I went on a run on like Monday, and I walked all the way up the hill by my neighborhood to get ready to start my run, and I realized that it was gone, that I didn't have it on. I contemplated turning around, all the way around, to go all the way back home to get it, and then I realized that I couldn't find it. Anyway, I did two runs without my Garmin watch, and I was like, you know what is the odds of kind of like how I feel without running with a watch? And then I think back to when I didn't have a watch at all, and I was using Nike running app. Okay, you used the Nike app. Okay. Yes, that's when I first started. And everything? No, I just had my phone. I just ran with my phone, so I didn't have that. Okay. Nike running app, and then I transitioned to a Fitbit watch. I had a Fitbit watch, and then I went to a Garmin. Okay. And I think once I went to Garmin, I did not run without it. Yeah. And like I sit here and I think about the last time that I ran without a running watch, and it was just like, I really feel like it was at least a year ago that I hadn't run without a running watch. So I thought that was interesting. How do you feel about running without or with a device?
Well, I mean, I run without. Well, no, I used to make a point of trying to run without a watch, but you gotta understand something. I'm from the age where we ain't have watches. We ain't have apps.
I hear you.
We have nothing. I used to actually tell my dad to go like, "Hey, Dad, drive around the block and tell me how far it is, so I'll know when I run around the block how far I was running." Right. And then once Google Maps came out, that's kind of how you start to try to be able to tell, or not, it was probably MapQuest. It probably wasn't Google Maps, but MapQuest. But yes, running without technology, I think, is a good thing. Right. Because it's just freeing. It's just, I'm just cruising along, but in today's world of posting and it's like if you didn't post it, did it actually happen? Right. Like, if it didn't show up on your Garmin results, did it happen? Did it actually happen?
Did you really do it? So I did come across an article. Dr. Andrew and Dr. Martin Turner, they are both psychologists, and they were talking about how running with a running app or running with a watch all the time can give you a negative implication to your running and the mindset, and just it puts you to a place of being too competitive. Your self-worth of running. So if you have a day that you don't run with the watch, like how well are you really running? Did you really do it? Even though you may have done it. Like if it's not recorded, did it really happen? Yes. If you don't run, who are you? So if you're taking a break and like not running, people are expecting you to post stuff on social media. Yeah. People are expecting to see it if you go a day or a week or whatever without posting. People are like, is everything okay? And it's like, no, I need a break. Where you been? It's like, no, I need a break. What happens also when people that actually post their times, what happens when you're now running a 10-minute mile when your people are used to seeing you run a 7-minute mile? So in this article, they were talking about the implications and the negative things that can come along with it. So you may be increasing your training more than you should because of those expectations from other people. Yeah. You may be putting in more hours. You may be putting in more, being more competitive. And it just kind of really takes over the mind. It doesn't allow you to really enjoy it. But of course, they brought in some of the motivating factors and the accountability that comes along with it. But they definitely say unplugging is very important.
Most definitely. I would agree that unplugging is definitely important because you're right. I think it's the same thing with running with groups sometimes too, because you get so competitive because you're running with the group, you don't relax and like run the pace maybe you should run. But I would say this because I remember when the whole posting your runs first started coming out, and there were a lot of people that would not post their times. Like they'll post their miles and they won't post their times.
Like that.
Which I was like, why? What is it? Because honestly, I didn't care. And I mean, probably because I wasn't running around other people enough to know what actually was fast and what was slow. But I would post my time, didn't care, whatever.
Right.
And then like I've gone to the point where I was running really, really quickly. So and now I don't. Yeah, now I don't run as fast, and I can see it on my Garmin and on my Strava. But I don't care. Okay, so I ran 5 miles at 11 minute pace per mile. I do not care.
Exactly.
That's
I think
me.
That was their focus too, on the guilt and shame behind it and the peer pressure behind. If things do change, are you putting too much pressure on yourself and then losing the excitement out of running because of that? So, and I think for me, I don't post my times because of I hear so many comments about how asking about time, asking about pace, asking who's gonna beat who and all that stuff, that it's just too much. So I just rather not put it on there. I mean, y'all can look me up on Athlinks if y'all that froggy, but
trust me,
people do it.
People do it. People be Googling people.
Yes. How was your Mother's Day?
Well, I mean, it was fine. We didn't do nothing. Okay. She didn't want to celebrate yet.
I understand.
Yeah, so
I have a good friend that's expecting. I was like,
yeah,
do you do Happy Mother's Day prior
if anybody wished Heather happy birthday, she ain't mad, but she just didn't want to. She didn't really want to celebrate it until she actually had it. We had a runner have a baby on Mother's Day. Congratulations to Maria on the new little girl. And I mean Willow, and that's great. Actually, I thought Heather was gonna try to push it out on Mother's Day. I really did. I was like,
she's gonna try. Come on, Trey.
Try to plan this. But yeah, Mother's Day was fine. How was yours? I know you kind of go.
Yes, I introvert on Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day.
Yes, I introvert myself on Mother's Day. I stayed off of social media.
Yeah.
It was fine. I wish my stepmom happy birthday. She's in Texas and all of that. So because I can't be around, all of that and family time and all that, I introvert on Mother's Day. I remove myself from social media usually. I don't look at all the posts and all that stuff. And I had a me day. So I actually did. I relaxed. Got some stuff done around the house, so just kind of relaxed and had a me day.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like, because my mother has passed away too when I was younger, but, at this point, I was 19 at the time, so, it's been so long ago, I don't really, think about it as much, but, of course, I have sisters with kids, I have, my sister's kids have kids, so, that's kind of my, hey, happy Mother's Day, but I didn't do a lot. I know next year though.
Oh, you gotta come correct, Tommy. What you gonna do?
I don't know.
You need to start thinking about it now.
Whatever. I'm gonna do like my mom used to do. Like my mom, cause like when we were kids and Father's Day would come around and be like, what we getting Dad for Father's Day? Oh, I'd be like, that ain't my dad. I don't know what y'all getting him. That's what I was gonna be like, Trey, what you getting your mama? You better get your mama.
That's gonna be right around that 1 year birthday. So
yes, indeed.
That would be exciting. So speaking of Mother's Day, something very interesting. So there was an article posted in New York Times. It was called "Nike Told Me to Dream Crazy Until I Wanted a Baby." Basically, this article talks about individuals that are sponsored by Nike or Asics or other some of these elite groups. Yeah. How becoming pregnant while being a sponsored athlete is considered a negative thing. And this article basically talks about all of the different people that were sponsored athletes and they became pregnant. They were very nervous to tell Nike that they were expecting. And Nike actually came out and expressed that they have in the past cut back some of their athletes' pay during their pregnancy time and during the time of having their baby. And that's because they did explain that it was because of performance and not being able to basically execute the way that they should within their contract. Now, they did express that in 2018, they did change this. They changed some things within the contract. They didn't want to go into detail in the article in regards to that. Okay. But they are looking at not penalizing the athletes anymore. But they did acknowledge that they do reduce their pay. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's very interesting. I know last year I started following Allison Felix. Okay. And she kind of went ghost on social media a little bit. And then she came back. And she actually put a post up, it was last December, just expressing that it's not good if you feel uncomfortable expressing to your employer that you're expecting and feeling like you might not get your pay.
Yeah, that actually, I'm kind of with her on that, because that is kind of messed up. Mm-hmm. Because there are so many athletes, female athletes, that get pregnant and come right back mm-hmm. and do just as well as they did before. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it has something to do with they feel like because they were pregnant, they aren't going to be able to perform after the baby, right. Or they think once they have a kid, right. they're going to be less likely to go out right. and train because mm-hmm. now they have a child and they want to spend more time right. with the child. But exactly. what's the difference? I mean, I guarantee you, I will not be doing as much stuff once mm-hmm. the little kid comes. Not because it's going to keep me busy, right. but because, okay, I got a kid now. I'd rather spend my time doing this as opposed to mm-hmm. other things.
Right. Now, one of the athletes, Kara Gosher, she gave birth in 2010. She was mm-hmm. explaining in an article how it basically was like you either go out there and train or you breastfeed your child. If you can't do both, like medically, it didn't allow her to do both. Yeah. She felt like she had to choose, and that was the pressure that she got from Nike to choose like which one to do, and it ended up being 3 months postpartum. She was signing up for a half marathon. And it's like, what do you do in that case? And the thing about it is with athletes that are sponsored, they're not getting paid salaries. They're getting paid through
gear.
Through gear, through sponsorship. They're getting paid when winning races. So it's not as if it's, here's a lump sum of money. You're not going to continuously get paid. And of course, athletes like Serena Williams, things of that nature, they're making a lot of money. So them missing 9 months or whatever out of, a race or running is, they have money stacked versus some of these other athletes are not making that much money. So I think it's really interesting. I know in 2014 they did have, Alicia Montano. She was known kind of as, she did the U.S. championships, and she was known as the pregnant runner. She was the runner that came out, her belly, like she was fully showing, and she was actually running. Uh-huh. And she basically said she had to fight to keep her paycheck.
Really?
So, yeah. So these athletes are really having to fight to keep their paycheck. So I find it very interesting that, I hope that Nike and other sponsorships, of course this article is strictly in regards to Nike, but other people that have athletic sponsorships, there needs to be more involvement and engagement and not cutting these people's pay.
Well, I mean, I definitely am one that disagrees with that. I mean, until you start showing that you're not going to be as active, mm-hmm. that's when you can cut the pay. Right. Like when you stop showing up, then. But until then, if you get pregnant, had a kid, and you right back hitting it.
But at the end of the day, there's so much that goes on with a woman's body during pregnancy. Yeah. Like the expectation to even have the baby, drop it, and get it right into it. I think it's something mm-hmm. a dynamic that needs to be changed, and then we definitely need to work on.
My feeling. I was like, when a woman is pregnant, go sit down. That's just how I feel about it. I mean, it's your body, do what the hell you want. But my point is, all the things that happens to a woman's body. Mm-hmm. If you weren't pregnant and that was you felt the way you do when you're pregnant, mm-hmm. you would not continue to try to exercise and lift and all that. Yeah. You'd be like, something's wrong. I need to sit down. Mm-hmm. But because there's a predator in your belly, y'all decide, well, you know what? I'm pregnant, but you know what? I'm gonna go do these pull-ups anyway. Yeah. So I mean,
people are trying to stay in shape, and it's different from. It's just like when you're injured. Sometimes it's hard to sit down as a runner when you're injured. No. Well, for me, sometimes it's. The older we get, it's harder. But it is harder to transition your life in that aspect. So.
I mean, I understand you because running and any kind of fitness becomes somewhat addictive on anybody's level. Right. Because it becomes that endorphin high and things like that. And then when you can't do it, mm-hmm. yes, that is a problem. But see, I think that also goes back to the whole posting and the social media. You see all these other people doing it.
There's this expectation. Exactly.
Yes. And
exactly. She's running. She's 9 months pregnant, and she's fine. You can still see the abs poking out the side of her. The side of her.
You can see her abs and the baby abs. Look at that.
Yes. So social media definitely has, put a different implication on the whole running as an athlete.
Exactly. That's actually really interesting because I'm definitely don't like Nike. I'm not a big Nike person, but that would definitely make me not like them as much.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And, certain things come up about different sponsorships. I was a Nike person or have been a Nike person.
Yeah.
And, it is very difficult when you start kind of digging in the weeds on how different companies run their show.
Handle their
business. So
yes. I did love seeing that, and I kind of posted about it, and we had talked about it earlier that I really wasn't going to talk about it, but I would want to talk about Hoka. I wanted to talk about the shoe, not really the attempts they were making to break. I think they were trying to break the 100-mile record, and they did break the 50-mile record.
Right.
But they had their own little project,
right.
The Project X Carbon Hoka.
Their new shoes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I really love that. I wish Adidas would do something. I wish all of them would kind of start doing that same kind of thing, pushing each other.
Right.
Because honestly, I've never worn Hoka because I took it as more of a, I don't know, a triathlon shoe.
Yeah, I used to say it looked very orthopedic. And I know that now they do have thinner sole shoes, but to me, it looked
always
very, and I don't like that thick looking bulky shoe. Like I feel as a woman, my feet are already big. Like I wear a 10-11, so it's kind of one of those things where you have the thicker sole. Like it's just I don't want to look like I have on boats on my feet.
Yeah,
so that was
like
one thing.
Kid from like the 90s.
Yes, so that was one of my things where I didn't try that, but I've heard some great things about it.
Yeah, and it's cheaper than the Next Percent. So
cheaper than that, but more expensive than your average Brooks or something.
It was $180, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still to have the carbon little thing in there.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good. I thought about because the Next Percent is what, 280?
250.
250. Next.
Yes. Speaking of Next. I know we talked on last episode about what Kipchoge was gonna do, and yes. We predicted that he was going to try to do it at one of the world majors. Last episode, we talked about him trying to do it at one of the world majors. But
he's gonna do another time trial. That's what I call it. It's a time trial. I'm guessing it's gonna be a closed course again.
Yes. So they're actually saying it's INEOS, INEOS 159 challenge is what they're calling it, and they're gonna try to do it in the fall. It looks like they're gonna try to do it to where spectators can come out. Like it's gonna be a whole situation to where people can actually come. Whereas when they did the Breaking 2, it was very secluded. They wanted it silent, like it was very quiet, like all of that.
A lot of ambient sound.
It was you said what now?
A lot of ambient sound.
Yes,
a lot of crickets.
It was a lot of crickets. So they definitely are wanting to do that. They said they have not finalized when it's going to be, potentially in October is what they're kind of putting out there. And it won't be classified IAAF rules because they are still going to have the pacers and things of that nature, and they're still trying to make sure that they can find the pacers to keep up with it, but it looks like it can be done. I think it can be done. So it's going to be in the fall. He's going to try to do it again. Yeah,
it's in London this time. And I don't know if he can do it.
You don't think so?
You talking sub 2
He was only some seconds off the last one.
Yeah, he looked real tired.
That's fine. I think he can do it. Kipchoge, you got this.
It has to be perfect conditions.
Yeah.
Like as far as heat. And I think the whole reason they did it at the place they did before because the temperatures were going to be just
cooler,
right.
Yeah.
England in October?
I mean, obviously I'm pretty sure they assessed.
Well, it's being done by it's not a shoe company doing it.
No, it's not.
It's a billionaire actually that is putting this thing together. I was listening to the House of Run is a podcast, and they were talking about it. That would be a great trip.
It would be. To see that?
Yeah, to go over and be able to see that. Yeah. But the only thing that was disappointing to me was because they had been saying kind of what we were like, what is he going to do next? They were thinking like maybe in October he won't go to Berlin, he'll come here. He'll like come to Chicago or something. So that's disappointing that he won't be.
So within that article, they basically said the time that they're looking at, because they do have a time gap that they're looking at him doing it, is going to overlap with all of the world majors in the fall. So more than likely he's not going to do a world major in the fall.
So no world major in the fall. Mm-hmm. He says he's going to do all the world majors before he leaves. So you think maybe Boston next spring?
I think he's going to probably do Boston.
God, that would be perfect.
He can. I'll go there and do that 5K.
I would too. That would be. I would definitely. I mean, how often do you see a marathoner that? Because I mean, I understand we're runners, right? But I guarantee you, his presence would, even though Boston doesn't need any extra pub, yes. But how many eyes would be on it now?
It would be. Yeah, it would be a different atmosphere. Exactly. And I know Boston is already amazing. Yeah, but yes,
it would be with him there. That would be such a
and
totally different atmosphere.
And he definitely can't try to do it in Boston because Boston conditions are always like.
Yeah, but it would be nice to see him run a technical.
Of course,
a very strategic, marathon. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I really would think I would enjoy.
Yes.
Seeing that.
Yes. So speaking of world majors.
Yeah, they're trying to. They met.
Can we get a drum roll?
Man. Hold on.
Can we get a drum roll?
No, I don't got a drum roll. Go ahead and say where it is.
So it has been announced today that Chengdu, China, which is in China, they are looking to be the 7th world major marathon.
Oh, wow.
To be added onto the list. So, Abbott's World Major Marathon, they are looked at as a candidate right now. Over the past 2 years, they've had about 48,000 runners from 54 different countries to run their race there. So, they are looking to be the 7th World Major. They're going to be increasing their ability to run it by, they're going to do 30K runners that can come run their marathon.
32,000.
30,000 runners can run
30,
it now.
30,000
runners can run it now. And they're going to be changing some of the out and back routes. So they're going to be changing some routes and stuff this year so that they can really try to do seal the deal of being the new world major. So that should be interesting.
Well, I this whole adding world majors is not something that I agree with.
Why? Because you haven't done. You haven't done any.
I'm only done one. I only did Chicago.
I did one too.
I'm like, dude, y'all look. Let me get.
I tell a lot of people, let me get these 6 before y'all add the 7th one.
Let me get my little chain
right
before y'all start adding.
Yes. But so they're looking to do that. I think it's going to be some time. They've been talking about adding one for a while, and it still hasn't been done. But it is good to hear that this is still in the runnings, and it's one that they're really looking at. It has not been solidified yet. Yeah. But for those that are close to getting it done, let's do it. And in the article that I read, it's only 6,000 people that have completed all 6 world majors.
Only 6,000?
That's low, right?
Wow.
So for those people that have done it, congratulations! Like that's a big deal.
And honestly, running is huge in China.
Right.
Like so.
And that was what they explained. Like it's huge. It's continuing to grow, and I think that's another one of the reasons. And because that major marathon, it was called the Chengdu International Marathon. Yeah. And they're going to change it to just Chengdu Marathon. It's a race that is pulling a lot of people from different countries, and I think that's what's making it more appetizing as well. It's like it's pulling a lot of people to come to actually run it, and it's in China.
Oh,
but
I'm down for whatever. If they do it, they do it.
Yeah,
I'm down.
But we're doing this world major. It's pricey. You got London, you got Tokyo, you got China. Like these are in pricey places for us from the U.S. to travel to. Yeah. But hey,
I thought they were going to actually add the one in South Africa. I really thought that was it. But I'm assuming that it's not as popular as this one is.
Yeah.
As far as because in Africa, in Kenya and Ethiopia, people don't. If you're not like a world-class runner, you don't jog.
Right.
Like you don't see just regular people just out running.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not that kind of thing there. Whereas in China, I'm guessing it is.
Yeah, and they want to talk about support, people that are going to come, and I guess they're trying to find a race that actually already has that level of, information and support. People come in.
Exactly.
You always want to have that stretch.
Yeah, so. I don't like it because it adds one more race that I haven't done that now I got to do.
We can do it.
To get my 7-star.
Yes.
But other than that, that sounds cool.
I gotcha. So what you got coming up next?
Peachtree Road Race, so I'm training for that. So I got a 5K that I'm going to run. I'm going to run the Aquarium 5K here in Atlanta, Georgia. But there's a race I think I'm actually going to run. I ran it last year, the Divine 9.
Yes, Divine 9.
What's the date on the Divine 9?
So that is June 8th. and registration is currently open. They're actually doing a 5K, and they're adding this year a 9K. So feel free to sign up for that. They're currently $30 and $35.
Okay.
So the rate increases for the 9K on June 2nd. So if you're interested in running that, definitely do so. So it's a 5K and 9K here in Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome all park. You do not have to be Greek. You do not have to be any of the, Greek.
The 3 letters.
3 letters?
That's what they usually are.
Panhellenic, yes.
Panhellenic,
yes.
Chapter.
None of the 9.
Yeah.
You don't have to be that, aka Delta, Omega, Alpha, any of those. You do not have to be any of those in order to run. But it is a really good race.
Yeah.
So, and I think that it's awesome that they added the 9K to it this year. So definitely go out and sign up for that.
So yeah, go out, sign up. I ran it last year. It's a good course. It's a good time.
Yes.
Of course, it is the Divine Nine, so there are a lot of Greek sororities and fraternities there. And actually it was fun. I felt like I was back in college. The kids were stepping. I was like, let's go.
You feel like
do this. Exactly.
It does. It brings a little bit of your youth to you. So for sure. So definitely sign up for that. I am going to be participating this weekend in the Row 5 Landom chapter of Alpha. They're going to have a 5K this weekend in Douglasville, Georgia. So if you're interested in that, that's new. Manchester High School, that is still open as well. That's $30 to run. Supporting Bay for that race. And JR, obviously JR is a part of that chapter as well. But I'll be running that 5K this weekend. So if you're interested in the Douglasville area, that is another 5K that you can sign up for.
Perfect. Yes. Of course, the race, everyone. Now you're gonna go to SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play.
The race.
And we're gonna talk to Dr. Lyons, and he's gonna talk a little bit about the race as well and how it got started. But of course, if you have not signed up for the race for 2019, get on it.
Yes.
VIP, trust me.
You're gonna want to do it.
The Run Duo, we got our own mile. We are mile 2
for Duo.
For Duo. So make sure you sign up, and at mile 2,
yes,
we're gonna have a little something for you. We're gonna have a table at the expo. So we're gonna have a little something for you. So come check us out.
Yes.
But it's in what month is it?
October.
It is in October.
First week of October.
So make sure you sign up. Be ready. Come if you're not from Atlanta, come to Atlanta. If you're in Atlanta, come out. It's a good course. It's run in an area that we don't get a lot of races in. So it's definitely scenic for sure. And this year I'm gonna be in shape. So it's gonna be a totally different story.
I am going to PR this year, so that don't forget there's a half marathon as well as a 5K associated with this race. The half marathon, if you're trying to do a 12-week training plan, you got second week of July to get started on that. So think about it, get yourself together.
Exactly. Now you probably missed if you didn't go last year, you missed the inaugural medal.
Yes.
Where's mine at? Here we go.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. You ain't get it. You ain't get it, but that's some hype.
It's very nice.
That's the hype that this new medal's gonna have. We haven't seen it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so definitely sign up for that. So I'm looking forward to that. Good luck to all those that are running the Brooklyn Half Marathon this weekend.
Oh, that's this weekend?
Yes. So
that's always a good time.
That is my PR half marathon, and it's always a good time. So it's in Brooklyn, New York. So good luck to everybody that's running that. And also the Cleveland Marathon is this weekend as well.
The Cleveland?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So.
Well, are we ready to bring our guest on?
We are.
Okay. Well, as I stated, we're getting ready to end almost live, but go to SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play to listen to our interview. And actually, if you want to listen to the shenanigans again, you can do that too.
Go ahead. Listen to us.
Go
Send some feedback. Tell us what you think.
Peace.